Hayawam Tawab, Shalom, Shalom. Hayawam Tawab, which is good day. Anakna Waha Ibari Sha'al Hawalakim La'atam. Call Shabawai Baharakha Wakakshaw Yahawah Bahasham Yahweh. Hey, we the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahweh to preach to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Cham Atam, Kaya, Hamalakwath, Hashemayim, Korab. Repent, yea, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Laimla, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahushua, Bahasham Chahakodash, Wa Mashana, Kabadium Zaquim Nawa, Wa Malaakim Shaw, Yashala Zaquim Chagadawa, Wa Chasai, Wa Shalamam, Wa Barakim, Laha Bachaya Shahakavish Al Shalamam. That's all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel, Shalom, which means peace. So this is an article on Zero Hedge. It says more than 75% of Americans aged 17 to 24 aren't fit for military service, DOD. All right, and then just going into where their recruiting bed is. All right, usually they recruit in those age groups from 17 up until about 24, 25. You know, right after high school or fresh out of college. You know, cause they got like officers and stuff like that. They'll like graduate out of college around this time, around like 22, some 24 in the latter end. But it says, as the U.S. military struggles to fill the ranks with new recruits, a new report from the Department of Defense reveals that the vast majority of Americans aged 17 to 24 are unfit for military service. Citing a February 16th congressional hearing, a DOD report reveals 77% of Americans in the above age group could not physically qualify to enter the armed forces, a 6% increase from 2017. A key factor is obesity. So you Babylonians is too damn fat, man. Let's get a precept real fast. This is Yeshaya, also Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 8. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures. All right, and going into pleasures, it's the Hebrew word. It says, it should be Ida Yana. Let me see. Or Idayan. It says voluptuous, given to pleasures. It comes from the root word Idan. So yeah, it's Idayan. Yep. But it says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. All right, and they're completely in their spirit, man. You see, you know, they're given to those pleasures, the Idayan, you see. And eating is something that these Babylonians do. They love to eat, man. They can't get away from the table. You know, they'll have 3, 4, 5 meals and snack during the day. You know, that's why a lot of them is going to struggle in that famine. It says that dwelleth carelessly. You know, they dwell carelessly. You know, a lot of them, they live sedentary lifestyles, and that's pretty much, in a nutshell, a lazy lifestyle. It says that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. All right, and for so long, you know, Babylon, BaBabal, has been that superpower in the earth, you see. And being that it was like that, you know, people is super comfortable, you know, and just going into the the military, you know, they still feel like they that superpower, you know. I'm gonna read it again. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. And for so long, they had the superpower military, but you see now, you know, the Lord is breaking this place down through decadence, or decadence and morality. You see, People no longer have morals, and this place has progressively gotten worse. You see, that's why you got these fat ass people. You see, they're not fit for military service. And various different parts of the society. You see, have no morals. All right, but let's continue on. It says a key factor is obesity, which hit nearly 42% in 2020. Meanwhile, a 2022 study cited by Epoch Times found a link between receiving government food assistance and greater chance of becoming obese through consumption of unhealthy foods. A 2015 USDA analysis found that 40% of total SNAP participants were obese. Last month, military.com reported on an Army initiative to whip fat, low-scoring recruits into shape and pre-basic training courses. The program, so basically, basically, you got basic training to where they get you in shape, and then after, you have the little test or whatever. But basically, they got to get you in shape in order to get you in shape. It says the program, known as Future Soldier Preparatory Course, is designed to expand the pool of eligible Americans who can join the service by creating short camps that help applicants reach Army standards. And if you was to, a lot of times they say they call the Army the body bag branch, because basically comparing it to people just going to the Army to be body bags, but that can be synonymous with how easy it is to get into the Army, But just going into this, it says it's designed to expand the pool of eligible Americans. So damn, how much is they going to expand it? It was already super easy, so they just going to make it easier. It says by creating short camps that help applicants reach Army standards. The service came up short of its recruiting goal last year, bringing in 45,000 new active duty troops, well below its goal of 60,000. This year, the service is even more ambitious, seeking 65,000 new recruits. And where they gonna get them from? Eventually, it might not be this year. Lord's will it is. But they gonna have to do it from the draft. It says the future soldier prep course is giving young Americans who want to serve the chance to do so by helping them not only meet our standards, but in many cases rise above them, said General James McConville, the Army's top officer. We started seeing positive results early on in the program, and I am happy to see it expand to additional installations so we can continue to attract and invest in our nation's best talent. It says, let's see, they got it's nothing but, ain't nothing but Esau and Eve. Continuing on, it says applicants in the programs have 90 days to boost their scores or lose enough body fat to come into compliance with Army standards. So far, just 3,200 or 3,206 students have attended one of the courses, which 2,965 have graduated and moved on to basic training. Summary that again says, so far, 3,200 students have attended one of the courses, of which 2,900 have graduated and moved on to basic training. So the majority of them moved on. You see, it says a dangerous dilemma. In September 2022, a U.S. Army general bluntly said to young Babylonians that young Babylonians are either too obese, too sick, or too criminal to serve in the military. So basically, going back into the decadence of society. All right, they're too damn fat. They're giving over to those pleasures. Too sick. They didn't took the juice pack. It says, or too criminal. It said in a lot of times, it will be more crime, roughly paraphrasing. It says some of the challenges were we have our obesity, we have pre-existing medical conditions, GMO foods, we have behavioral health problems, basically problems with behavior. I don't know why I can't pronounce it right now. It says we have criminality, people with felonies, and we have drug use on coke and shit, Lieutenant General or I think that's, yeah, Lieutenant General Xavier Brunson told the spokesman review on Spokane, Washington. Brunson called it a condition, saying that this is not an Army problem. So nationally, what we have to look at is what's going on with our youth. The general statement came as a response to difficulties in the U.S. military had reaching their target goals for recruits in 2022. This struggle prevalent in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force has prompted security analysts, and some U.S. institutions to declare obesity a threat to national security. Obesity a security threat. Each year, more than 60 million goes toward replacing 1,200 plus first-term enlistees discharged for excess weight. Irina Zuckerman, a security analyst and owner of Scarab Rising, told the Epoch Times, she said high obesity rates have narrowed the recruiting pools considerably, coupled with failing intelligence and education standards. She also noted that along with reduced resiliency and flexibility, the military is less prepared to meet asymmetrical or conventional challenges. Police departments struggle with similar challenges, according to Zuckerman. All right, so what we're seeing is they already like with the PD, the police departments and stuff like that. They're having recruiting issues, and also like they're defunding the police departments too. So the military and law enforcement and stuff like that, less and less people is being eligible, and they're having issues like with retention as well. It says what was that? It says we have also seen the impact of poor fitness and obesity among police forces in urban areas. She said unfit officers facing high-risk scenarios are less likely to perform well at their jobs. The same can become a dangerous trend on the battlefield. So they basically can't keep up. They can't keep it. They're too damn fat to keep up with the workload. It says the CDC also classifies America's obesity challenge as a security threat. The organization estimates that 1 in 5 children and 2 in 5 U.S. adults are now obese. CDC statistics also show that 19% of active duty members suffered from obesity in 2020, which is up from 16% in 2015. It's way more than that. It says active duty soldiers struggling with obesity are also 33% more likely to suffer musculoskeletal injuries, lowering the bar. In response to this challenge, the U.S. military is adjusting its fitness requirements for some jobs, especially those that aren't physically demanding, such as technology-based positions. Zuckerman cautioned that lowering the bar within the U.S. military could set a dangerous precedent. So they basically lowering the bar. So being that you had to have like waivers and stuff, certain way, because you can get a waiver, to join the military. Basically saying, okay, well, you fat, but I mean we can work with this. So basically, if you lowering the requirement or the precedent, the standard, like what is going to be the waiverable, what's going to be waiverable at that moment. So you can get the ones that's getting waivers at that moment. If they lower it, they're gonna be even fatter, or they're gonna be worse than what they was already accepting. It says, while it is true that the technical developments such as the UAV, unmanned aerial vehicles, and artificial intelligence have displaced some human participation in the field, much of the combat still relies on conventional human performance. She said, therefore, national security directly depends on human forces being astute, situationally aware, and agile. Hume said it comes down to getting people on track with proper nutrition right out of the gate. She said healthy breakfast and lunch options for children and better nutrition for pregnant mothers is a good start to tackle obesity issues among today's youth. It says we need communities, individuals, and governments to step up. All right, now let's get some precepts. This is Yeshaya, also Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Yaquab and will yet choose Yasha'alah and set them in their own land," all right, their land that was given to our forefathers. All right, Yaquab, the Lord's going to choose the elect first and foremost and give the elect that land, you see. And then in the kingdom, 2/3 would be able to enjoy that land as well. It says, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Yaquab, Bayath shall Yaquab, house of Yaquab, Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Yasha'Allah shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and the rest of these heathens is going into captivity, and they shall rule over their oppressors. That's who oppress us on this side. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve, that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon, Malak Shah Babal, king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? All right. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. The Lord is breaking the staff of the wicked. All right. And Babylon, spearheads the world. Everybody takes on the ways of this place, and the Lord's taking their number one seat away. It says Shabbat. It says Salak. I'm going to the. It says the scepter of a king. All right, that's essentially the point that I wanted to get, which that staff Shabbat is equivalent to who's in rulership. So the Lord is breaking that staff, or the Lord is breaking that staff of the king of Babal. America is being broken down economically, morally. All right, the Lord is imploding this place from the inside out, and then it's gonna be overkill for this place because it's imploding. It's collapsing upon itself, and then also the nukes is gonna come up here and clean up the job. It says, or clean up the rest. Salak. It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Esau Edom always does this. It says, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. No one is stopping him from doing this. Let me get this another version. It says, you struck the people with endless blows of your rage and held nations in your angry grip with unrelenting tyranny. Let me get an NKJV. He who stroked the people with wrath with a continual stroke, he who ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and no one hinders. All right, so pretty much Esau has the power to do these things, and he continually does it, and this can be applied to his laws and legislations. If we go to Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and their right grievousness which they have prescribed. You see, so going into his justice system, and what he puts into place, his justice system is set up to oppress us. You see, and as well as oppress other nations. They'll put something into a contract, and they'll justify themselves and be like, all right, well, now we can go over here and we can, invade this land. You see, continuing on back to Yeshaya chapter 14, it says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. You see, he do that through a stroke of a pen. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. And those trees going into the other nations. It says, hell from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones. All the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? You see, so everybody has the nukes. You see, so everybody on the same playing field. You see, but I wanted to get this scripture, verse 10, because it says, art thou all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? You see, because when you think about who has the top military, it's always Esau's countries. You see, and chiefly America, Babylon the Great. You see, but these other nations, you know, they when you think about weaker militaries, you thought about those particular places, like small world countries, so to speak, like South Korea or like the islands. You think about them having like issues with recruiting, and they don't have as much training. But what are we seeing now? We're seeing Babylon have issues with fat people, you know, recruiting issues, economic issues, you know. That's why I want to apply to this too, because Babylon is becoming they're personifying what these nations was previously. You see, but everybody now has the button. You see, so while these other nations is mounting up and getting stronger, Babylon is becoming weak. You see, and these other nations see that. Let's get another one. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. This is Jeremiah, also Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 37. It says, a sword. It says a sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. All right. Hey, and Babylon is becoming as women. Let's get another one. Babylon is becoming as women. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 27. It says, Salah, verse 30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They don't have any more might. Let's see what this word might is. It says might. It says gabar. So let me go into it. It would be gabawara, but let me see what it says in this. This one will be gabarwar ratham. Gabarwar ratham, which essentially goes into the base word gabarwar, which means strength, might, mighty, strong, brave man. So it says, the mighty men of BaBabal have forborne to fight. They remain in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. All right. So they became as women, you know, and women are the weaker vessel. Babylon is looking pretty weak right now. They can't recruit. They can't retain. There's no retention. You know, that like if you go into their supplies, their what they have in their arsenal, you know, a lot of that stuff isn't working. So they're looking pretty weak to these other nations. You see, so she's open for the taking for these other nations. All right. But Lord's will, that was edifying. I just wanted to go into that. Adawan Ratazah, Za, Bana, Yapa, or kind of Lord's will. That was a beautiful edification through the Spirit. Call Layim La, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham, Chakodash. A double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone that told me this truth and rule well, and much respect to you brothers out there pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. How you want to walk? Shalom.